our longest trusted English newspaper since 1898. Now available digitally. Computer. Order the Manila Times Digital Edition. Subscribed. Get the Manila Times Digital Edition for less than 2 pesos and 50 centavos per day when you sign up for 1 year. The Manila Times, news source of choice, trusted since 1898.
Welcome. Thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Thursday, May 19, 2022. For today's editorial, not the BIR's finest hour. Correct us if we are wrong, but as far as we know, the B in BIR is not supposed to stand for buffoonery. Yet that is exactly what the Bureau of Internal Revenue decided it would engage in Tuesday afternoon when it announced that it would be issuing a closure order against property developer MegaWorld Corporation. This bizarre story began just after lunchtime on Tuesday when the BIR Revenue Region 08B South NCR issued a media advisory requesting media coverage for its issuance of a closure order against MegaWorld, scheduled for 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday at the Denny's restaurant in the Uptown Parade in Bonifacio Global City. The Uptown complex is one of the MegaWorld's flagship developments and is where its headquarters is located. No details as to why the BIR was issuing the order were provided. The BIR notification instantly raised suspicions because of how irregular it was. Orders to close a business due to non-payment of taxes, which is really the only reason tax authorities can take such a drastic step, come from a tax court, not the BIR directly. In no case prior to this has a closure order against a business been announced in such an informal way. There are rules dictating the publication of such orders, which do not include invite everyone to a press conference. About an hour after the BIR's surprising announcement, MegaWorld issued a brief statement that it was aware of the supposed closure order and was discussing the matter with the BIR. A short time later, both the company and the BIR issued statements to say that the problem had been resolved, with the BIR adding that its planned action would be held in abeyance. Exactly what the problem was, however, was not disclosed by either party. The lack of details from MegaWorld is forgivable. As a listed corporation, it is not compelled to discuss anything about its business beyond what is required by the disclosure rules of the Philippine Stock Exchange and the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is how we can be fairly confident that whatever issue BIR may have with MegaWorld, it can only be a minor one. If MegaWorld was being penalized for some tax violation or even being called to answer a potential violation, it would have to publicly disclose it, as such an issue could definitely affect the company's stock price. The lack of information on the part of the BIR, however, is not at all acceptable. The taxes that the BIR collects are public funds, and the public has a right to know about matters that affect them without having to prompt the agency to share the information. In addition, the attempt to create some kind of spectacle by scheduling a press conference for the supposed delivery of the closure order is, as far as we know, unprecedented. It is definitely highly unprofessional and displays either an arrogance of or willful disregard for due process. All of this would be completely unacceptable at any time, but the BIR's choosing to engage in thuggish shenanigans right now is especially ill-concerned, given the uncertainty about the business and economic environment. Businesses and investors are looking for signals that the transition period will be smooth and that rules and processes will be clear and consistent as one administration leaves and another takes its place. The best that can be said about the signals this BIR stunt is sending is that they are confusing. Many may interpret them much more harshly and would be perhaps justified in doing so. Depending on how one perceives the situation, it can appear as an abuse of authority to bully a particular company or a lack of organization and control within the government's primary revenue collection institution. The leadership at the BIR and the Department of Finance must act with vigor to quell the negative impressions this ridiculous incident has caused, up to and including removing some BIR personnel from their positions if necessary. The public and the business sector need to be assured that such an incident will not happen again and that due process will be followed when action on violations is required. And that's the editorial for Thursday, May 19, 2022. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And listen to the Voice of the Times.